Hey, happy Friday.
What's up, email geeks? We're back on Feedback Friday.
How much have you slept this week?
I don't know. This really good emails 2.0 launch has kept me wide awake.
Yeah, I think in total this week I've slept on average like 4 hours a night, maybe less.
Hey, it was worth it. It was worth it.
If we start slurring our words during this, I think people will understand. But today we're going to look at an email you built, and we're going to tear you down today. Ho, 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 ho.
Oh no, I'm not ready. See, I didn't really code this one. I just kind of put a fresh coat of paint on it. This one is really interesting because I just stole a bunch of parts of it from like a litmus email, I think. So I can dive into this pen real quick just to kind of show some of the stuff that we added. So there's actually a couple different emails on our site that have different animations, specifically these keyframes for load-in animations. And then I believe these are the fireworks. They're all in CSS, which is pretty cool. Any sort of browser that supports WebKit animations, you can likely use this. I actually don't really know how this stuff works, so definitely dive into the code when you get a chance. But I actually just updated some of the hex code colors to the colors of our Really Good Emails brand. And then I actually also added just a regular library called CSS Shake, which is a really fun open source library of CSS animations. They have some really cool shaking animations. I think my two favorite ones are Shake Crazy and Shake Chunk. Those are all pretty fun. So yeah, we had our normal email with the countdown timer. It was pretty cool. But since we launched the site and stuff like that, for the Email Geeks Chicago meetup, I added these little touches, which is the fireworks in our brand color, kind of celebrating the launch. And then I added like this crazy shake on the top logo. Yeah, a little much. Obviously, you don't want to have this entire part, in your final email. But for playing around with some stuff, like we can look up like Shake Crazy and just swap that out to something like Shake Chunk or something. It'll update and then show you a different animation on that logo instead. So these are just kind of fun ways to sort of spice up an email, make it a little bit more fun and interactive.
I come from the days of HTML not having CSS in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you had to hard code the CSS to the HTML, and that's something I really just never learned to do. So just a quick tutorial here. You found some CSS from a litmus email, also from an open source. Now, when you go to your HTML, how are you tying those two things together? Like you have a class, I see.
It's adding classes to specific elements, especially since this stuff is sort of only supported in WebKit. It's pretty fine to just add a class. So for example, there's some additional information here with a fade-in animation. So we can just take this fade-in class and then apply it to anything we want to animate on the top. Instead of having it shake, or when we hover over it, we're just going to add the fade-in. You're just trying to add a class to what you want to animate. I'm really too lazy to write all this stuff out, so that's why going to our site and looking at emails with animation or some interactive element that you would like to take, or finding this open source library and just using the parts that you need in your email to add some hover effects or animations that you like.
That's awesome. Again, we're not here to teach HTML classes or coding classes, but I think seeing how easy that was, I hope will inspire some people to dive into it and learn how to do it, so that we can see a little bit more of these kind of emails moving forward.
One of the benefits of CSS animations is you can add some animation without having to make it a heavier GIF, which saves the weight of the email a lot too. So if your audience is on an iPhone or is on desktop, Apple Mail or something, then it's definitely a fun little touch.
Yeah, you just got to make sure your CSS isn't too long, because you don't want your end of your email being cut off because of the code. When you presented this to Chicago, what was the response?
Pretty positive. You can really add some of these progressive enhancements pretty quick and on the fly and change things around in your email. I've tried to make a new email showcase every time that we've done a meetup, so definitely come to the next one and you'll see what I come up with.
All right, I'll fly to Chicago just for it. And I know some people have asked, where are all the meetups happening in the world? Can you give us an update?
Right now they're all sort of independently run. So if you want to start a meetup with the hashtag Email Geeks meetup, we've seen a couple pop up all around the U.S. and across the pond. So it's just something that you need to start on your own. And
I guess if we're close, so we'll try to support it like we do with Chicago. I'm talking to people to get one started here in Nashville. But, be your own champion and make things happen.
Yeah, we love doing Unspam, but I think these Email Geeks meetups are a nice substitute in between the different conferences that we try to put on, a little bit smaller, and we can learn a lot from them still.
And last week you were in some really cool offices doing it as well.
Yeah, we were at Braintree. I learned a bunch about their email program, so I'll try to get a blog post out there soon, but yeah, lots of good takeaways.
Cool. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed today's Feedback Friday. Jump into the new site. There are lots of new features. Some quick ones are collections, liking, your profile, code view.
Like searching, recommendations, lots of stuff. There's so much things.
First of all, and last of all, we love you so much for being an RGE person. It means a lot to us that you watch these videos and that you are now going to be trying out the new site. And there's a little thing at the bottom right. If there are any problems, hit that little chat button, and that will let us know, what you're thinking. If there's anything that has gone wrong, we'll get ourselves and our developers on it.
Bye. Happy Friday, Mike. Have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
If you have any feedback on the series, please leave a comment down below. Hit subscribe to keep up with future episodes. Thank you for giving a listen and letting our sponsors know you love really good emails.